Hello, students! Welcome back to our Vibe coding journey. I'm your friend and teacher, Pradeep. And today, we are going to do something fun. Over the past few days, we have learned about vibe coding, AI, prompts, websites, programming language, and many other things. And in the last lesson, we revised everything we had learned so far. So now, with the help of a game, let us see how much you remember. The name of this game is Vibe Coding Challenge. But first, let us all clap for each other because together we have learned so many new things. Some of you are not clapping. Come on, everyone, clap with me. Very good. And now, let us begin the Vibe Coding Challenge. The rules are very simple. I will ask you a question and give you 4 options. Option 1, Option 2, Option 3 and Option 4. You will get a few seconds to think. And then when I say answer time, all of you have to say the option that you think is correct, loudly. Okay? If you think option 1 is correct, then say 1. If you think option 2 is correct, then say 2. Or if you think option 3 is correct, then say 3. And if you think option 4 is correct, then say loudly 4. But you have to say it loudly. Okay? Are you ready? So let us begin our vibe coding challenge. The first question is, what is the full form of AI? Option 1, artificial information. Option 2, artificial internet. Option 3, artificial intelligence. Option 4, advanced idea. Come on, students, take a little time and think. Now it is answer time! Say it loudly, students. All of you are not saying it loudly. Don't be scared. Even if your answer is wrong, that's okay. I will say answer time one more time. And all of you must say your option loudly. Okay? Answer time! Very good, students. And the correct answer is option 3, artificial intelligence. The full form of AI is artificial intelligence. We learned that AI is a technology that can learn from data and help us do many tasks. Today, we can see AI being used in many places around us. Here is the next question. Which of the following is an example of data? Option 1, text. Option 2, pictures. Option 3, computer code. Option 4, all of the above. Students, now when I say answer time, I want all of you to say the option that you think is correct, loudly. Okay? Answer time! Very good, students. The correct answer is option 4, all of the above. Text, pictures, and computer code are all examples of data. AI learns from this data. The more data AI gets, the better it can understand things. Next question. What is vibe coding? Option 1, writing every line of code by yourself. Option 2, using AI to create code from our prompts. Option 3, copying code from websites without changes. Option 4, using only ready-made software without coding. Think carefully, students, and when I say answer time, then say your answer. Take your time, there is no hurry. Answer time! Some of you said option 1, writing every line of code by yourself. Some said option 3, but the correct answer is option 2, using AI to create code from our prompts. In Vibe Coding, we clearly tell AI our thoughts and ideas through prompts. Then AI helps us create the code. This is how we make websites, apps, and even games. Let us move on. Who introduced the term Vibe Coding? Option 1, Bill Gates. Option 2, Tim Berners-Lee. Option 3, Andrej Karpathy. Option 4, Mark Zuckerberg. Okay, students, think carefully. And when I say answer time, all of you should say your answer together. Okay? Answer time! The correct answer is option 3, Andrej Karpathy. Andrej Karpathy made the term vibe coding popular. We learned that in vibe coding, we do not need to write computer code ourselves. We clearly tell AI our idea, and AI helps us write the computer code. Next question. What can we create using vibe coding? Option 1, websites. Option 2, games and apps. Option 3, quizzes. And option 4, all of the above. Answer time! The correct answer is option 4, all of the above. With the help of vibe coding, we can create websites, games, apps, quizzes, and many other things. We just need a clear idea and the right prompt, and then AI is ready to help us. Let us move on. What do we call the input, question, or instruction that we give to AI? Option 1, rule. Option 2, prompt. Option 3, result. Option 4, output. Answer time! Very good, students. The correct answer is option 2, prompt. In the second lesson of our vibe coding journey, we learned that a question, instruction, or input given to AI is called a prompt. Do you remember that, students? Remember, vibe coding always starts with a prompt because the prompt tells the AI what we want to create. How should a good prompt be? Option 1, clear and detailed. Option 2, short and general. Option 3, long and general. And option 4, meaningful and emotional. Answer time! Some of you said option 1. Yes, the correct answer is option 1, clear and detailed. Students, when our prompt is clear and detailed, AI can understand what we are trying to say better. So remember, if your prompt is clear, detailed and correct, AI will give you a better answer. But if your prompt is short, unclear, or incomplete, AI will give you a general answer that may not fit your needs. That is why we learned something very important in this course, which was better prompts, better results. Let us move on. What is a computer code? Option 1, a set of images given to the computer. Option 2, a set of commands given to the computer in programming languages. Option 3, a set of commands given to the computer in human languages. Option 4, a set of files given to the computer. Answer time! Very good, students. The correct answer is option 2, a set of commands given to the computer in programming languages. Computer code is a set of commands that tells a computer what to do. These commands are written in a programming language so that computer can understand and follow them. Next question. What can generative AI create? Option 1, stories. Option 2, pictures. Option 3, computer code. Or option 4, all of the above. Are you ready, students? Answer time! Come on, say your option loudly. Some of you said 4. You are right, students. The correct answer is option 4, all of the above. Generative AI can create stories, pictures, music, videos, and even computer code. That is why generative AI is very useful for creativity and vibe coding. Let us move on. What does LLM stand for? Option 1, large language model. Option 2, long language machine. Option 3, language learning method. Option 4, large learning machine. Answer time! Students, say your option loudly. Don't be shy. Very good, students. The correct answer is option 1, large language model. Students, LLM is a type of AI model that has learned from many books, stories, and many other kinds of information. That is why it can understand our questions and give answers based on our instructions. Next question. What is the 3-part prompt formula? Option 1, input, process, output. Option 2, role, task, rules. Option 3, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Option 4, idea, code, website. Answer time! The correct answer is option 2, role, task, rules. Do you remember this, students? In the second lesson, we learned the 3-part prompt formula. Role tells AI who it should act like. Task tells AI what it needs to do. And rules tell AI how to do that task. This formula helps us write better prompts. Students, let us move ahead. The next question is, in the 3-part prompt formula, that is role, task, rule, what does role tell AI? Option 1, it tells the AI what to do. Option 2, it tells the AI which language to use. Option 3, it tells the AI who to act like. Option 4, It tells the AI how fast to answer. This is very simple, students. You must tell me the correct answer. Answer time! Excellent, students. The correct answer is option 3. It tells the AI who to act like. Just think about it. If you want AI to explain like a teacher, you need to tell that to AI, right? Or if you want it to write a story like a storyteller, you need to tell it that too. That is the job of role in our 3-part prompt formula. Next question. A website is made up of many dash. Option 1, paragraphs. Option 2, web pages. Option 3, buttons. And option 4, videos. Answer time! The correct answer is option 2, web pages. Students, tell me, what does a book have? You know that a book is made up of many pages. In the same way, a website is made up of many web pages. Each web page is a part of a website. Next question. What is the main difference between an online web page and an offline web page? Option 1. Online web page needs internet. Offline web page does not. Option 2. Online web page has pictures. Offline web page has text. Option 3. Online web page is colorful. Offline web page is black and white. Option 4. Online web page is bigger. Offline web page is smaller. Answer time! The correct answer is option 1. Online web page needs internet. Offline web page does not. Next question. Computers understand special languages. What are these languages called? Option 1. Human language. Option 2. Programming language. Option 3. Sign language. Option 4. Body language. Answer time! The correct answer is option 2. Programming language. Just think about it, students. If you talk to your friend in English, they will understand. But does a computer understand Hindi or English? No. To communicate with a computer, we need to use special languages. These special languages are called programming languages. Next question. Which of these is the name of a programming language? Option 1. CSS. Option 2. JavaScript. Option 3. Python. And option 4. All of the above. Answer time! The correct answer is option 4. All of the above. Students, CSS, JavaScript and Python are all programming languages. Remember, in the third lesson, we learned that with the help of programming languages, we can give instructions to computers. Let us move on. What does JavaScript tell the web page to do? Option 1. It tells what should happen when we click or type. Option 2. It tells where text and images should appear. Option 3. It tells what colors and styles should be used. Option 4. None of the above. Answer time! The correct answer is option 1. It tells what should happen when we click or type. Students, imagine that you clicked on a button. What should happen next? That is what JavaScript decides. That is how JavaScript makes websites and games interactive. Next question. Which tools did we use in the vibe coding process? Option 1, LM Studio. Option 2, VS Code. Option 3, web browser. Option 4, all of the above. Answer time! The correct answer is option 4, all of the above. Students, during our vibe coding journey, we used LM Studio, VS Code, and a web browser. We used all these tools and they all work together as a team. Next question. An AI model is the brain of AI. Which AI model did we use in our vibe coding course? Option 1, Gemma 2 9B Instruct. Option 2, Llama 3.2 3B Instruct. Option 3, Qwen 2.5 Coder 7B Instruct. Option 4, none of these. Answer time! The correct answer is option 3, Qwen 2.5 Coder 7B Instruct. Next question. Why is context length important in LM Studio? Option 1, it helps the AI remember more of the conversation. Option 2, it helps the AI answer faster. Option 3, it changes how creative the AI is. Option 4, it changes the language used by the AI. Answer time! The correct answer is option 1. It helps the AI remember more of the conversation. Very good, students. Just think about it. If a conversation becomes very long, it can be hard for us to remember what was said at the beginning, right? Something similar happens with AI too. Context length decides how much of our conversation the AI should remember. Next question. For our course, what was the context length set to? Option 1, 1024. Option 2, 2048. Option 3, 4096. And option 4, 8192. Answer time! The correct answer is option 3, 4096. Do you remember this, students? When we were setting up our AI toolkit, we set the context length to 4096. The larger the context length, the more things AI can remember. Next question. In our course, where did we paste the code generated by LM Studio? Option 1, in the browser. Option 2, in the demo.html file. Option 3, in Qwen 2.5 Coder 7B Instruct. Option 4, in ChatGPT. Answer time! The correct answer is option 2, in the demo.html file. Try to recall, students. When AI created the code for us, where did we paste it? In the demo.html file. Students, remember, we used to open the demo.html file in VS Code and paste the code into it. And after saving the code in the demo.html file, we opened it in the browser to see our project. Very good, students. Let us move on. Which of the following is a web browser? Option 1, Google Chrome. Option 2, Firefox. Option 3, Safari. Option 4, all of the above. Answer time! The correct answer is option 4, all of the above. Students, Google Chrome, Firefox and Safari are all web browsers. Remember, we also used a browser to view the projects that we created. Let us move on. If the AI does not give the result we want, what should we do? Option 1, improve our prompt. Option 2, stop using AI. Option 3, delete the browser. Option 4, turn off the computer. Answer time! The correct answer is option 1, improve our prompt. Students, if AI does not give us the correct result or the result that we expected, we should not give up. We should write our prompt more clearly and try to include more information in it. Remember, students, we learned that better prompts lead to better results. Students, this is the last question of the Vibe Coding Challenge. What are the advantages of Vibe Coding? Option 1, it helps us create websites, apps and games. Option 2, it helps us build software even if we do not know coding. Option 3, it helps us create projects faster. Option 4, all of the above. Students, this is the last question. When I say answer time, I want all of you to say your answer loudly this time. Answer time! The correct answer is option 4, all of the above. With the help of Vibe Coding, we can create websites, apps, games, and many fun projects. That is why Vibe Coding is fun and yes, very powerful. So students, with this, our Vibe Coding Challenge comes to an end. You all did a great job and I am very proud of all of you. If some of your answers were wrong, that is okay, because learning is not only about giving the right answers. Learning means discovering new things, trying your best, and to keep moving forward. Students, when we started this course, many of you may have heard the term Vibe Coding for the first time. But today, you know what Vibe Coding is. And you have also learned how to use AI to turn your ideas into real projects. This is no small achievement, students. You have learned a lot. And the best part is, now you can start creating new things on your own. Maybe you will create a fun game, maybe you will build an amazing website, or maybe you will create a project that helps your school, your village, or your family. Remember, students, every big thing starts with a small idea. I truly believe that all of you will keep creating new things. I will meet you again with a new course. Until then, keep learning, keep practicing, and yes, keep vibing.